So let's continue our discussion, and this time let's focus on Hugh Heclow's work and issue networks. Hugh Heclow's view was that the popularity of the Iron Triangle, while simple and accurate for some policy areas, was incomplete in how it presented the typical coalitions that were behind pieces of legislation. Hugh Heclow is much more about what happens when you have multiple agencies who expect to be at the table, multiple interest groups with differing perspectives and points of view who expect to be at the table, and where even in Congress you may have multiple subcommittees in the House and in the Senate who want to be involved in the substantive development of the public policy. Not to mention, then you would also have appropriations committees who often get involved in the funding process and weigh in and make a difference as well. Hugh Heclow, in this argument, is simply saying that in general, you will have more disagreement at each of the poles of the traditional Iron Triangle than what the Iron Triangle model suggests. The Iron Triangle is all about finding agreement, having an alliance that has worked out its differences, and that in that sense they are really a pretty incremental unit. They tend to ask for small things, keep pushing the ball forward in areas that will help them, but that they don't try to make big policy. Why? Because big policies would generate a lot of public attention, and the Iron Triangle does not survive if you've got a lot of public attention. So then you go to the issue networks. The issue networks emerge informally, but are oftentimes only going to emerge for this specific bill. They tend to be more bill specific, whereas the Iron Triangle is a relationship that's been built over a long period of time. And every time this issue comes up, this is the same group of actors that tends to be engaged in the policy making. For issue networks, each time you get a slightly different bill, you're going to have a slightly different, presumably anyway, group of agencies, interest groups, and committees who are wanting to be at the table. Either way, you still have no representation of the general public. And that is the concern that many people like Theodore Lowy have had about the way these issues are played out, that there is very little general public attention to them.